own enemy. On my worst days, you can never get rid of me. On my worst days, you can never get rid of me. If you wanna test me, you can get it. Got no time for the gimmicks. I ain't gonna play with you. I'm a beast in the game. Gonna remember my name. I can never be tamed. We are not the same. The trippy edge off my chain. You know I'ma make your head bang. I do it for my hometown, DC, Northeast. Will them gorillas be? Do you think that you're ready for me? Cause I know that I'm ready for you. You can never, you can never, you can never. Ay. That you're ready for me, cause I know that I'm ready for you. You can never, man, y'all ain't ready for it. Welcome to the ozone. Hey, any, many, money, mo. Catch a hater by the throat. Apply the pressure, don't let them go. Any, many, money, mo. I know you on my spot, but you cannot have it. Just stay on the bench, cause I am the captain. Hey, I can never fall. Timber, I'm a god, I'm a goat. I'll forever be dope. Hold up. I can never fall. Timber, I'm a god, I'm a goat. I'll forever be dope. All you haters come together like a symphony. You don't wanna end up on the news as a tragedy. I'm my own enemy. On my worst days, you can never get rid of me.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Royal Ramble. I am your host, as always, John Covey Cole. I'm here with Lyndon Childers, Michael Lee Wills, the champion, Tommy Thomason. Guys, I'm ready to talk some wrestling. I don't know about you guys.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Whichever one of you hoorahs are watching the show, you need to turn it off because it's going to keep feeding back if you don't. Nobody? Anybody?
That's definitely not me.
I hear it. Somebody's watching it. Or maybe it's just bleeding through somebody's microphone. Could be the problem.
Can't be on mine. My microphone's off, as you know.
Your microphone's not off, dummy. How are we listening to you if your microphone's off?
My desktop microphone, dummy.
Well, it don't matter. Your microphone's still a microphone.
Whatever.
What are you, the number one contender? You guys like my shirt? I brought out the 24-inch pythons for the show tonight, brother.
That's great. I brought the grunt style.
Yeah, I don't even know what the hell that is. What the hell is the grunt style? Is that a Spike Dudley shirt? What the hell is that? Representing
what I got behind me and all my brothers and sisters in the United States military, past, present, and future.
Listen, if you want to go do the Armed Forces Ramble, you go right ahead, pal. We're here to talk wrestling.
Hey, I know where all of y'all are from, but USA. USA.
That's right.
Ben Cliff says, evening, gentlemen. And evening, the chicken.
Whoa, how's it going there, Ben Cliff?
Hey, he called you the chicken. I kind of like that. There's some respect on that name, champ.
The chicken, that's right.
Dummy? I think that's for you, Mike. I think that's for you, Mike.
What'd he say?
Hey, Ben's got this shirt. Yep. That's what's up, Ben. That's awesome.
There you go.
I got another one I'm going to unveil in a couple of weeks. Lyndon, you ain't said a word, my dude. How the hell are you?
I'm good. Same stuff, different day. You know, just looking forward to talking some wrestling.
It's a damn tragedy that we were off air when we were off air because there was so much going on in the rest of the world while we were gone. Vince McMahon leaving, CM Punk acting like a little sissified Tweety Bird, biting people. I mean, I can't even think of everything that was going on right off the top of my head. But it's WrestleMania season, and that is typically a reason to be excited. But some of these matchups that the WWE are giving us, I'm like, huh? I read the other day that Brock Lesnar was finishing up his time with the WWE. You're putting it with almost. I'd peace out too.
Yeah. That's another one of those Kurt Angle, Baron Corbin moments.
Yeah,
You put him with
and
all.
there's no passing of the torch from one beast to a whatever Omos is.
Almost is a beast. Call him what he is. He's an attraction. I mean, the guy's huge, but he's not there yet. And
No,
I don't see how this.
He's come along.
Well, sure. I mean, you can put in the limelight. It's sink or swim, and he's shown us that he can go if he's got to. And he's very agile for a big man. But
He is.
Brock Lesnar and almost, I don't buy it. I hate to say it, but I would rather see Brock Lesnar and Braun Strowman than Brock Lesnar and almost.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
At least there's some, I don't see a technical wrestling match between those two individuals,
Well, you wouldn't get that with Strowman either, but at least Strowman's been doing it a little while, and he can bump his ass off. The whole allure of Omos, correct me if I'm wrong, Lyndon, but the whole allure of Omos is that he's this larger-than-life wrestler that you might be able to beat him, but you can't just manhandle him. And I'm afraid that's what they're going to do with Lesnar. Is they're going to put Lesnar there with him and bury him.
Well, do y'all remember?
Mike, I was talking to Lyndon. I was specifically talking to Lyndon. I said his name and everything. You shut your little Americana mouth over there. Lyndon, go ahead.
Hey.
Wow.
No, I was just saying that's basically all that is really.
John Kevin Cole, how are you talking to my husband?
Like I just did. Now, Mrs. Wills, you need to be quiet too and let Lyndon speak. It's his turn now.
Oh, hey,
you gonna hear a knock on your door here in a minute, boy.
Oh, duh.
Just because they're knocking don't mean I gotta let them in.
Boy.
My apologies for talking over you, Mr. Lyndon. Please, you have the floor.
No, I mean, it's just, let's put it this way. Almost with that guy, his moveset is not very spectacular for a man his size. Be real here. That's honestly, that match to me, I'm like, it doesn't make sense, but at this point, whatever makes sense, right?
I seen Ben in the chat said that WWE offered Brock and Bray, but Brock didn't want it. I also heard that they were trying to do Brock Lesnar and Stone Cold Steve Austin, but Stone Cold didn't want it. And I don't blame Stone Cold for not wanting it, because they was going to have that match back in the day. Stone Cold walked out. And even though things are okay now, shit, Brock Lesnar is just dying to get that man in the ring.
Yeah.
But I can't understand.
And the thing with Steve.
Go ahead, Tommy.
The thing with Steve Austin, he's saying that wasn't a build-up. That match, the reason he walked away, they have a chance to build it up.
Right.
They would have done it about 2 weeks ago, started to build.
Hell, they could do it now. They could do it next week. They could do it a week before the show, and it would be fine. You don't need a build-up for Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Brock Lesnar. Hell, if you guys remember last year, we didn't know for sure Stone Cold was even going to wrestle until WrestleMania.
Literally.
I think Stone Cold just like, nope, he ain't fucking me up. I ain't doing that.
And there's really no need for it. That's the thing.
Mr. Wills?
Is there really a need for it?
Yes, sir.
Can you please talk your wife off that ledge and tell her not to come beat me up? I didn't mean it.
Mrs. Wills, John Covey Cole has respectfully requested that you come off the ledge and not go to his house and knock on his door.
And I was sorry. I
I was
apologize.
Hey, he apologized.
I was putting my shoes on.
Okay.
I
He
said I
needs
was.
to know his role and shut his mouth.
Hold on.
There you go. Wow.
Okay.
He told you there, JCC. What you got to say about all that mess now?
We have a show to do. Let's just carry on.
Well, may I make my comment first?
Yeah, sure. You can speak. You can spout whatever bullshit you're gonna spout, but don't mean it's gonna be accurate. Go
Thank
ahead.
you, sir. That right. For those folks in my generation, I remember very vividly the debut of the Giant, aka Paul White, and how he was brought in as, oh my gosh, look at this big man, and did he not win, the championship on his first night? And he didn't have the skills or anything like that from back then. But I don't know what the draw was for that in the first place.
The problem with that, Mike, in my opinion, is that they brought the Giant in as a monster that couldn't be stopped. They have not done that with Almost. They have already soiled who Almost is. And that is one good thing about wrestling. There's always that proverbial pencil. You can erase history and do your own thing. But I don't feel like he's had a good enough build to justify wrestling Brock freaking Lesnar at WrestleMania.
Right.
It really makes me sour. It makes me sick to my stomach.
Yeah, I agree.
And there was another one on there that blows my mind. You got Lashley and Brock Lesnar. Or, I'm sorry, Lashley and Bray Wyatt. Is anybody besides me not excited for that match?
I would like to see it.
Match.
Okay, so I'm the minority here.
You excited to see it? No, that's why I'm kind of figuring. No.
Okay, so we squared up on here. Me and Tommy is not excited. Lyndon and Mike's here for it.
Right.
No, I'm not. I never said I was here for it.
Oh, you're not here for it. So, okay, so Mike's the minority. Sorry, Mike. We'll forgive you. Since you're the number one contender, we'll forgive you.
Thank you.
I don't see
Bray Wyatt is a big draw. He's a good worker. And I would like to see what he does against a powerhouse like Lashley because, Bray Wyatt is a powerhouse in his own right. And I would like to see those two styles mesh in the ring and see how they work that, that whole program. I do want to see that.
You think it's going to be the match that reveals Uncle Howdy?
It almost has to be. It almost has to be. I mean, you got to have something big for Bray at Mania. What else are you going to do with him?
Sure.
But do you think they'll ever even reveal Uncle Howdy, though?
I think.
Do we all agree it's his brother?
It's Bo.
Oh, yeah.
How could it not Bo?
Bo. Yeah.
But I don't know if they'll ever reveal on TV that it's Bo. You know what I mean?
They probably won't, but I think all of us majorly know that it's Bo Dallas.
Yeah.
Ben Cliff says that the problem with Lashley BS Bray match is we know it's probably going to be a crap match, but there will be some kind of craziness involved that we will speak about more than the wrestling. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Unfortunately, Bray is a gimmick rather than a wrestler these days. He is, and I'm here for gimmicks, but Ben Cliff, he said he thinks it's Naked Midian.
Oh, jeez. We all agree nobody wants that.
Speak for yourself. I think Ben has been clamoring for a naked Midian return for years now.
It's been what 20 years since that's happened, maybe longer. 25.
So, did you guys
Think
see where apparently Vince McMahon was at Raw last night with a new haircut?
in Gorilla all night and with a mustache. I heard he's got a mustache.
No shit.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Vince McMahon, the guy that would carry an electric razor in his pocket, in his jacket pocket all the time, so you'd get rid of his 5 o'clock shadow, had a mustache, is what I heard.
Yeah. He sure did have a
Yeah.
stash.
I don't even give a shit about Vince McMahon anymore. I'm still wondering why he's even back, to be honest with you.
Supposedly to sell.
That's what it is. He's there for the sale. And of course, with that show last night being in Boston and being so close to Connecticut, that's probably just a kind of a one-time deal. Come in, say hi to Cena, give him a pat on the back, go back up to Connecticut and watch the rest of it on TV.
There's another one.
Is he still retired?
Well, no, he's back, dummy. What do you mean he's retired? He's not. Supposedly, he's not part of creative, and he's not doing anything.
Right, because Stephanie left.
Well,
right.
He might be if he made matches of Brock and Brave, and then
yeah, we'll blame that on Vince.
Brock and Omos, and then Bobby and Bray. I mean, that's just Vince written all over it. Like,
what about Austin Theory and John Cena? You guys excited for that one?
I wanted to see John wrestle again.
Nah, let's be real here. John that wasn't a promo. That was an execution of Austin Theory on the mic last night. You thought Roman got it bad.
I would absolutely love to see John Cena and Max Caster go back and forth on a microphone.
Because, bruh, I'm sorry, but Cena executed Theory on the mic last night.
Yeah, you ain't wrong.
Like, bro, you ain't have to kill him with they pipe in crowd noise because nobody cared. I'm like, oh no, John, why would you say that?
I mean, Theory did get it back about the bald spot thing, but I mean,
no. Theory said the bald spot too, John, and John responded with "I'd rather be bald than have a crowd piped into my matches because nobody cares." I'm like, damn. I think that was worse than what he said to Roman. Woo.
What did he say to Roman? Said something about what did he say to Roman? I
Remember, he was like, "It's okay. It's a promo, kid. Take your time." Like,
I'll wait.
Embarrassing. It's like, I'll wait. I'm like, bruh, this is embarrassing.
In all
John
fairness,
Cena promos, he just speaks truth. Like John said, dude, either if you win or if you lose, you still lose.
Ben Cliff says that I think Austin Theory is one of the best young talents on the roster, and he's one of the best sellers of mine ever. So I think he'll have a good match. I'm not just saying he's not going to have a good match against Cena. I hate to say it, but you could put a broomstick out there with John Cena, and he'd have a good match with it. But
my question is, I feel like John's probably going to put Theory over, but I don't know.
Yeah, he should. He absolutely should. But my thing is that who we're going to? I hate the terminology, but pass the torch to is Austin Theory.
Pass the torch.
Really, Austin Theory? That's who we're going to
He really just a theory. That's it.
Yeah, just a theory.
He's still young. I mean, to be fair, he's still in his early 20s.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in time. I mean,
yeah.
he'll go through multiple changes, and when they find one that sticks, they'll go with it, and maybe he'll be better on the mic then. It's a learning and growing process.
Do you guys think that we are seeing the end, finally, of Baron Corbin in the WWE?
I don't. I'm not sure.
Because what's he gonna do now? I mean, that doesn't run through the mill
I
with a
mean,
bunch of
I
dudes.
rather.
I'd like to see him go back to the
I'd rather
Lone
him-
Wolf, but
I was gonna say the same thing. I'd rather see him go back to the lone wolf character. Honestly,
Yeah.
that was kind of his best thing to do, was being lone wolf, and Vince kind of just screwed that all together.
Ben Cliff says the backroom guys love Austin Theory. They do. It wasn't just Vince advocating for him. It was everybody in the back loves him, apparently.
Yeah.
And I ain't got a problem with the guy. Don't take me the wrong way. He is entertaining. He's going to be great. But just like when they put the money in the bank on him and squandered it, did you have to do that? He's the kind of a talent that does not have to have a title or have a briefcase. I mean, they're very different, but look at the Miz, for example. Miz don't have to have a title. Miz don't have to have a briefcase, a gimmick. All he could lose, give him a microphone, he'll come back out, and people will care about him again.
He'll smell like
But-
a rose, like I said, after Jesus.
But what, Mike?
But him losing the briefcase, and you saw his character change. It was a plot thing where he changed into this guy where he was a little more confident, not on the phone, and maybe that was a come to Jesus moment for him, and they used that as a plot thing so that he could go in the direction he's going now. Now, if he can improve his mic skills, sure. I kind of like where his character's going, so maybe it was a necessary evil for him losing the briefcase the way he did. It made him more serious, in a manner of speaking.
Fair enough. Ben says that he is the WWE version of Ricky Starks.
Eh, I was more of a fan of Ricky Stark when he's in the NWA. I'm not liking him on AEW.
Well, the guy is amazing, but if for whatever reason, I mean, yeah, I'm armchair booking, as they say, but they're not using Ricky Starks right. Ricky Starks is amazing. They need to push that guy to the moon. Whenever Powerhouse Hobbs and turned on him, that was their chance to make that man a superstar, and they frigged it up, just like AEW does everything. They're about to lose Kenny Omega too. You watch next year, he'll be in the WWE.
Be a entrant in the Royal Rumble, surprise entrant. You think be Kenny Omega?
That would be huge, bro.
Yeah, look what it did to AJ Styles.
And the beautiful thing about AJ was, I may be the minority here, but I did not hear any kind of rumbling about AJ Styles to the WWE at that point. That was a legitimate surprise for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too.
Oh, that wasn't for me.
Of course not, Lyndon. You was hanging out with Meltzer. He told you everything, didn't he?
No, I was watching New Japan.
Well, no, he let it out
and he was leaving New Japan.
Oh, okay. So you kind of put two and two together then.
He was leaving New Japan. He was leaving New Japan because Kenny took over Bullet Club, and so I was like, oh, so AJ's leaving and going to WWE. So so it kind of wasn't surprising when he showed up at Royal Rumble. I'm like, oh, okay. So yeah, we already knew this.
Well, it's no surprise here on this show, but I don't watch New Japan, so I had no idea.
Yeah, we know you don't. That's no surprise.
Ben says that the match that's going to steal the show, he thinks, is Logan Paul and Seth Rollins. It should be a good one.
That match might actually be that might be a good. Yeah, that might be the takeaway or the great one, the great match of the night.
I agree with that.
Have they booked the Usos and Sammy Okay, oh
No,
yeah.
they're getting ready to. It's getting towards it.
I
They
feel
they're
like
very close to doing it now.
I feel like they had lightning in the bottle with Sami Zayn, and they're ruining it.
Yeah.
I know it's WrestleMania
But see,
season. I know you got plans, but the dude was on fire, man.
honestly, to me, like I understand they want to put the title on Cody and all that stuff, but I'm just like at a sense, it just doesn't feel right
But no, leave it
with this
alone.
whole
Get it later
bloodline,
on.
with this whole bloodline story.
Yeah, it makes no
And at this
sense.
point, at this point, I'm just like, let Roman hit the 1,000 days. Like, let him keep the titles past Mania.
Do either one of you guys know um, when that 1,000 days is? Is it after Mania?
It's going to be sometime after Mania is when he's going to hit 1,000 with Universal title.
Yeah, where's he at now, day wise?
He's at like nine. He's at like at 900 something something. Like maybe like
Like 90.
960 or something like that. 960, 970 maybe. He's getting closer to that 1,000 days for the Universal title.
This is a comical question considering I'm the host of the show. What day is WrestleMania on, guys?
April's first.
Saturday and
April.
Yeah, first weekend in April.
April Fools.
April Fool.
Okay.
Yeah, and I believe Mrs. Wills just told me he's at 918.
Oh, he's at 918 days. So he'll hit 1,000 literally sometime after Mania.
Let him run
Or
with it till
closer.
SummerSlam.
What would it be?
Let him
What
run
would it
with
be
it till
closer to SummerSlam?
SummerSlam.
It might be closer to SummerSlam. He'll hit 1,000.
Yeah,
Yeah, it might be closer to SummerSlam when he hits it.
yeah, at least 3 more months.
Yeah, Ben, you're right. The whole storyline with the bloodline has been great from the jump. And there was a couple things throughout that kind of made me scratch my head at the time. For one, Paul Heyman. Yes, I know the ties with Brock Lesnar, Roman, and Heyman. Okay, but initially I was like, I don't know if I like this or not. And then when they brought Sammy in, I was like, how the hell does this make any sense? But they played it off very well. And by far, for a long time, I said that the Bray Wyatt stuff was the best storytelling that WWE has done in a long time. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say the Bloodline stuff is probably the best storytelling since the Attitude Era.
Speaking of Bray
Yeah.
Wyatt, how would Alexa Bliss play into all that?
That's another one they ain't doing nothing with. That girl's amazing. Whenever
Yeah.
she was,
Yeah, she's going to take time off after she lost that title shot. Last I heard. So heck, something might happen at Mania with her. Just all of a sudden pop up. Something unexpected.
well, you guys remember whenever Bray Wyatt had his swan song there last time, she was involved with all that.
All right.
Do you think they're perhaps protecting her a little bit because she's been shown to be a little injury prone recently?
I don't know if protecting her would be the term I would use. They may be reluctant to use her because she's injury prone.
Right.
Yeah, let's say that.
Still, all you got to do is give this girl a microphone. The work she was doing when she was the Better Than You coffee drinker with Nia Jax and Nikki Ash, that was great, Alexa. Give me that, Alexa. I don't care about this gothic not Lord of the Rings, but the Ring, creepy Alexa. Yeah, she's hot, whatever, don't get me wrong. But my favorite Alexa is the I'm better than you. Your scum beneath my feet, Alexa. That's the Alexa I want.
Nikki is definitely being misused as well because, you know, all this buildup to be essentially squashed,
Hey,
with the other Scottish girl.
squash her. Okay, you had your chance in the sun. We're going to take a commercial break, and when we come back, I got some ranting to do about kind of what you're talking about squashing Nikki right there. We'll go over it when I get back. We'll be right back.
Come on down to the Mad Hatter Club here in Beckley, West Virginia. Plenty of drinks to choose from, plenty of TVs to watch the games on. We have so much going on down here. As you can see, we like to party, so come on down and join us. You think you got skills on the pool table? Come on down and show us what you got. We have live music, we have karaoke, we got everything that you need to have a good time here at the Mad Hatter Club in Beckley, West Virginia. You can't find a bar that feels like home? Well, we got you. Come see us. Because you know what? We're all mad here. So come on down and join us at the Mad Hatter Club, 410 2nd Street, 252-7262.
Gavin Ward can take care of your real estate needs, including loan closings, title searches, and deed preparation. Gavin also specializes in landlord-tenant matters and estate planning. Josh Miller has the experience and skills needed to handle your personal injury or wrongful death case, including car, truck, and motorcycle accidents. He will fight for you. If you're in debt and considering bankruptcy, Gavin and Josh will guide you through the bankruptcy process. 2 lawyers, 1 office for all your legal needs. Gavin Ward and Josh Miller. Call us today.
All right, guys, we are back. And back to what I was talking about before we went to break there. I absolutely love that Triple H has squashed the mindset of, hey, it's WrestleMania. Let's get everybody a payday. Because everybody don't deserve to be on WrestleMania. I'm sorry. It's just fact of the matter. And this Nikki Ash that you're talking about, Mike Wills, she don't deserve to be on WrestleMania. We need 3, maybe 4 women's matches at WrestleMania, 2 each night. And that's it. And that's me being generous.
Championship matches and the tag team. Yeah. I don't disagree with you.
That's all you really need.
That's all you need.
Don't really need anything else.
I mean, if you want to throw in some storyline mumbo jumbo there, great, do that. But there's so many wrestlers in the world, even with AEW. I'm not going to say thriving because they're not thriving anymore, but even with them existing, and Impact and New Japan and NWA, still there is a plethora, I love that word, plethora, of wrestlers that are waiting on their 5 minutes. There's a wrestler by the name of White Mike. I know you know who he is, Tommy Thompson. I still feel to this day, if the right people see that man, he's going to the moon because he is so entertaining.
Right after Dustin Rhodes got released from WWE, I don't know if you've seen the clip or not, but White Mike and Cody Rhodes. Cody got in the ring with Mike and said that he wanted to face White Mike because he reminded him of his dad.
Oh, no kidding.
Wow.
Yeah, that charisma he's got. And that match never happened. But White Mike, like you said, he's the AML champion now down in Winston-Salem. So, I mean, this guy, they're pushing him to the moon down there in North Carolina. And like I said, just a talented guy.
For those of you watching at home, for those of you at home that don't know who White Mike is, check him out. I mean, it's not going to do him justice because in person is where he really thrives. But is somebody having sex? What is that thumping going on? Somebody doing the beating up. Y'all hear that?
My son's building a fire in the fireplace.
Okay. But his finisher, I don't remember what he calls it, but it's the damnest thing I ever seen. It's like a DDT, swinging DDT neck breaker combo type deal. It's badass.
Yeah. Uh, we've had him at Smoky Mountain Innovate Wrestling. We've had him at WVCW. I mean, he was getting pretty well traveled. Heck, I think he even went up and wrestled in New Jersey. But this guy, he's
He's the real
like I say,
deal.
just talented. Oh yeah, yeah.
And there's so many
him
guys.
And Timmy Lou.
Oh yeah, Timmy Lou's done a great one.
Oh my God, Timmy Lou Retton, which is now just Tim. Now they just call him Tim. But Tim is a real talented guy. Of course, Tim's been on NXT working as an under guy here and there. But like I say, those two guys, they were great as a tag team.
And my point to bringing up White Mike is there's so many people. Jason Kincaid, and I want to not give Jason his flowers because he's actually from here. Jason Kincaid's another one that surprises me that he has not been signed yet. Hell, he's worked in Japan for years, Mexico. But anyway, my point is there's enough wrestlers in the world. I hate to say it, but Baron Corbin, okay, you're great. I've seen what you can do. Unless you're going to grab a gear and take off, next. There's so many wrestlers like that. Lyndon's not going to agree with me, but the New Day needs to go. We need to make room for some of these younger stars on the independents because, well, I can't say the New Day. I'm going to take that back because the New Day are still over. And if Big E ever comes back, that's going to be one of the best comeback stories of all time.
Yeah, just use Hit Row.
Yeah, get rid of Hit Row. Yeah, let's get rid of those guys.
Yeah.
Just say Hit Row.
But you guys get what I'm saying. There's so many wrestlers on the roster that I hate to bring up the spot as Kevin Nash coined it, but there's so many spots that are being filled by talent that are just meh. And some of that may be because they're hindered by the system. Okay, that's the way it is. Let's move on to the next. Let's try something else.
Right. And may I ask a question about that?
Yeah, but your camera's backwards, dummy, so we don't know what the hell it says.
Well, look.
Can I talk yet? Did Megan
How about this? There we go. Never mind.
God,
anyway, I wanted to pose a question to Lyndon, and keep in mind this is coming from a position of ignorance because I really don't know the answer, and I just want an honest opinion on this.
Hey, you said it.
We all know what wrestling is. All right, we all know what wrestling is. Okay, it's entertainment. I get it. It's scripted. All of this for Hit Row, like you mentioned. We all get that it's scripted and all this.
It's a work, brother.
Okay, fine. Let me get it out. But do you think that some factions like Hit Row perpetuate a stereotype that any wrestling fan, regardless of their skin color, it could be portrayed as negative? And I wonder if that could be a hindrance to up-and-coming wrestlers of color.
That's a heel gimmick, man. Look at the gangsters. The gangsters were so damn hated. I mean, I'll let you speak, Lyndon, because you are obviously the only black man in this conversation, so I'll let you speak your piece on it.
I agree it's a gimmick.
Here's the thing. My thing is Hit Row does not work if Swerve is not there, and it hasn't worked since Swerve went to AEW. It hasn't worked, which I think it was stupid to bring him back because that only worked when you had Swerve in that group.
Right. Well, I mean, you could go to Legado del Fantasma for that. You know, I mean, other factions that they seem to have that stereotype.
I've been wanting Legado to win the dang on tag titles because they're good.
Right.
I'm having a hard time understanding your question, Mike.
We understand that they're gimmicks. Okay, right. I get that. And we know there are faces and heels. We know this.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, you know, are some of these gimmicks, some of them are helpful, some of them are hindrances. Look at the NWO. It went the broad spectrum, and everybody that had anything was in NWO, regardless of who they were. What I'm asking is, can some of these gimmicks be a hindrance to the product overall because of the negative connotations they may or may not portray? Does that make sense?
Yeah, but I think you're overthinking it, man. It's wrestling, bro.
Maybe.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
think you're
look at
overthinking it.
look at Sergeant Slaughter at the very beginning. He was a heel, but then when he
Right.
went into the whole USA thing, USA, look at Hacksaw Jim Duggan. being a
Oh, he was in West Virginia last
Yeah.
weekend.
Yeah. I mean, look at all the military folks that have, played on that. There are some that people can get behind, rally behind for their being positive. I hate what they're doing to, the Charlotte Flair knockoff, where she went back to basics in boot camp and now she's a heel, but she's playing off her military career. I, being a proud military man of 20 years, do not like seeing people playing off their military background
Hold
and
on a
being
second,
portrayed
Mike.
as a heel.
Hold on. So you're telling me, Mike, there is not crooked military men. You're telling me that right now.
What I'm saying
No.
is that if you are portraying,
Answer my question.
I'm going to answer the question. Let me finish. What I'm saying
Can I finish?
is that if
Can I finish?
yes, can I finish?
Can I finish?
When you are a representative of an entire group of people, okay, you would have to portray yourself in a positive light.
No, you don't. It's a work, brother.
I know it's a work. And listen, we can talk about, it's real to me and all that. But what I'm saying is, maybe I want to go back to the old days where we know who the good guys are, we know who the bad guys are. When we got people like that are, straddling the fence, I think as an average American, we want to see all of our good guys portraying truth, justice, in the American way. We don't want to see.
Just like I want all my family members to be good citizens of the country and not be on dope and not be fucking idiots. That's not how life works, man. There's crooked military men. Big Cliff's bringing up a great point here about Muhammad Hassan. Muhammad Hassan is one of the greatest heels of all time, but he shed a horrible light on the Muslim people. Horrible. But
right,
there are good Muslim people. I'm sure there is. According to your theory, is that, to me, that's the mindset of, hey, we should all get trophies. And without going off on a long tangent, that's the easiest way I can think to explain what I'm taking from what you're saying. Because I get what you're saying. You're going to have the Michael Lee Wills of the world that wants to see their military men represented in a good light. And this is who we are, guys. We're on TV. Look at us. This is what we represent. This is who we are. But at the core of the matter, that is not always the case. Our police officials, our congressmen.
Big Boss Man.
What, Tommy?
Big Boss Man was a heel.
Big Boss Man.
Big Boss Man was a
sure.
Well,
Big Boss Man was a heel. True. But Big Boss Man was in a profession where there is that rumor about being the bad guys.
And what do you mean there's rumored military men that are fucking dicks, bro? That'll go in and rape and pillage people.
Aren't.
Okay.
I'm not saying that
that's why I don't understand what you're saying. I don't understand what you're saying then. Because I thought that's what you were trying to convey. And I was trying to get you to understand. But you got crooks in all walks of life, bro. Help me.
Yes.
Help me understand.
But I'm also saying that when it comes to the public, I believe there are lines that should not be crossed. Okay? What I'm saying is that we don't need that negative connotation for certain groups of people. Because we're going to have that lowest common denominator that's going to say, well, if they see this, well, then all folks are like that. They see
so you essentially saying.
Go ahead.
Essentially, you're saying, which I agree with, the whole reason they wrote Muhammad Hassan off of TV is because it was right when 9/11 was happening, and it was just a horrible look. That's what you're saying.
Yeah. Now,
hold on.
hold on. He did play a heel, yes. But when he started out, he was up front. Yes, he was playing a heel character. But he said, yes, I'm an American. I am a Middle Eastern American. And he said, don't judge me just because I am this. People hated him just because of the stereotype that was already perpetuated by that. Yes, he made a great heel. What I'm saying is that, like I said, are all military men bad? No. Are there some bad apples? Yes. We talk about this in the real world. We have some crooked cops that get caught on film, and now the general public think, well, all cops are bad. Same with certain wrestling groups. If a bunch of white folks came out there, like back in the day of the Mean Street Posse, they think that all white New Englanders are all, drinking their tea with their pinky up in the air. With some of them it works, with some of them it don't. All I'm saying is that for the average person watching wrestling, there are some things we need to see and some things we don't need to see, given the environment that's going on out there. Okay, if I think it was a bad choice for Muhammad Hassan to be out there right after 9/11. When the LA riots broke out, back in the early 90s, did we need a bunch of groups out there on television, being like that and just beating up every white person? No. What I'm saying is that some of the things that are portrayed, a lot of folks could say, you know what, that's kind of racist. I know this is drama. I know this is a gimmick. I know all of this. But do we need to see that? I mean, I'm sorry if I'm not communicating my point. I'm just saying that.
The more and more we discuss this, I'm understanding your point, but I'm understanding more so that your point is silly, so to speak. So let's back up a little bit to what started this conversation. What started this conversation was Hit Row. And correct me if I'm wrong, but essentially you're saying, should we be having Hit Row thugging out on TV, putting a bad light on the black man in America? Is that what you're saying, pretty much?
I'm not sure if that's what I'm trying to say, John. I just don't know if that's the direction they take. Now, granted, I haven't watched them enough to know, because, like I said, I'm asking from a position of ignorance. Being ignorant means you just simply don't know. It doesn't mean I'm stupid. It means that I have a question and I'm trying to get that question answered. If I understand the logic behind why they are acting the way they are, maybe I can understand it better. Does that make sense?
Okay, so what I want you to do, we got 2 weeks before we come back on the air. I want you to figure out what the hell your question is and bring it back to us and we'll discuss it. Because I still don't know what the hell you're asking.
Okay.
Because I'm over here just like, we just took a whole left side, and I just said,
right.
All I said
and listen,
Hit Row sucks without swerve. That's all I said. And then we just went to a whole different sidetrack. I'm just
if I said anything to offend anybody, I apologize. Like I said, I'm just merely asking a question. I did not know the answer.
Hey, I got a statement to make. I got a statement to make also. If I offended anybody, good. I meant to. Pricks.
I'm just saying we just took a whole left turn into nowhere after I said Hit Row sucks without swerve. Nothing to do with them being black. They just really suck.
And I agree.
Swerve.
I got to back up in the chat.
Swerve is the draw to that group.
Back up in the chat. She's probably gone now. I might have missed my opportunity. My little girl stopped in. She said, I love you, Dad. I love you too, sis. You're probably not seeing this now, but I love you too, Dad.
Aww.
She turned 17 this month, making me feel old as fuck.
You are old, John, but not as old as me.
All right, so you feel old in about 9 weeks. I'm going to be a granddad, so don't worry about it.
Oh, wow. You win.
Yeah.
So,
but that's what the Ramble's about, guys. We're talking about wrestling, are we not?
I don't know, Mike. I don't know what we're talking about.
Hey, I thought somebody's gonna mention something about Crime Time. I was leaving.
I mean, I was slickly gonna mention Crime Time. I was like, you want to talk about Thug? Let's just talk about Crime Time.
It's Thug
Jump
now.
on
What
that
about the
bus.
Nation of Domination if we're going to talk about thugs? You know what I
I
mean?
mean, my favorite
Oh
promo
my!
still to this day between DX and Crime Time. With Shawn
Yeah.
Michaels talking black. I'm like, oh dear
Yeah,
God, this is
that was
hilarious.
entertaining. That was definitely entertaining. Big Cliff hits the nail on the head here. He said, this was earlier, he said, let's kill this question with one statement. Hit rows suck.
That's
Exactly, and that's what
right.
I was saying.
That's what Lennon was
Can we
trying to
all agree on
say.
that? Okay,
All
moving
right.
I
on.
was like, without swerve, they suck. Like
They
plain
do.
and simple.
They do.
B-Fab is still
And,
greener as shit in the ring.
yeah.
I mean, like, let's be real here. They suck. That's all you can say.
And,
They suck.
and Swerve is
Like,
such a nice guy.
Oh,
focus
wait a
more
minute.
on
Wait a minute.
Legado
Tommy,
or
was you
Imperium.
about to tell us that you met and hung out with Swerve?
He
I
probably
have met Swerve.
has.
He wrestled for New Japan one time I was filming for him. Yeah. Oh, it's time for a drink. But I was getting thirsty and all this. Yeah.
You got to wash Mike's bullshit down after that one.
Hey now,
Yeah.
All right, so we've talked
Million.
about WrestleMania. We have not mentioned AEW. They just had a premium live event. I guess they're still calling pay-per-views over there over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
MJF,
Yep.
Brian
Revolution.
Danielson, 60-minute Ironman
That
match.
was probably the best match of MJF's whole entire career at 26.
And a lot of that was because of
Best
who he was working with.
best match of his career. And Brian Danielson just shows that he's freaking good
So
in
good,
the
bro.
ring.
So good.
But again, MJF literally had the best match of his whole entire career in that Iron Man match. But also, one thing I noticed that Tony Khan did, he put over younger talent that whole pay per view because he
Yes,
put
he did.
Starks over Jericho, he put
Yeah.
Hangman Page over Moxley, he
Jungle
put
Boy over.
Jamie Hayter, he put Jungle Boy over Christian, Jamie Hayter over both Sarai and Ruby.
Yeah.
The guns retained, and then
And
Wardlow
Wardlow
over
over
Samoa Joe. So I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, so TK, you're putting over the younger talent. Okay, younger generation. That's what you're supposed to do.
yeah, we forget how young some of these guys are. MJF ain't even 26 years
He's
old
only
yet, is he?
26. MJF is
Yeah,
26. Like I
yeah.
said, he just had the best match of his career at 26.
Mike got to ask a
And the man ain't
question
even
earlier.
peaked yet.
Mike got to ask a question earlier. I'm going to ask a question. Hopefully, it's not as drawn out as the answer for Mike's, which I still don't even think we knew what the question was. But anyway, once you're 21 in the wrestling business, does age really matter? If you can go out there and do your work? Because for me, it doesn't. Does it matter to you
Nah.
guys?
If you're good,
No.
good, you're good.
If you're good, you're good.
Like,
Yeah. Look at Anthony Henry. Anthony Henry's like in his early 40s and can still go. And,
Oh,
and
yeah.
he was signed with WWE in his late 30s. He was Asher Hale was his name on NXT, and he ended up getting released because of his age. But he's still putting on great. He wrestles with James Drake over in AEW. They're the Workhorsemen, and he's one
Oh
of the
wow.
best
Are
guys.
they, are they not doing Are they not doing the wingman thing anymore with Peter Avalon over there?
I don't think so.
That
But
could
I
be
think
great.
James is kind of on his, or JD. They call him JD there, but I still call him James. But yeah,
Yeah, he's good.
he's a
Would Diamond Dallas Page be an example?
Oh, perfect example. Because hell, he didn't start working until he was in his late 30s.
I mean, Daly didn't start until
35?
what? Age like 34, 35?
Yeah.
When he started? He started late and still had a good career.
Yeah, he was a glorified valet prior to him actually starting to wrestle. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, age ain't nothing but a number. But if you got the talent and everything, boy, you. That's why I said, despite if you like him or not, MJF is good
He
on the
Yeah, he
is.
mic,
is.
and like the kid's good. Like
Did you guys see the
you
press
can't you
conference
can't
where?
deny that factor.
Did you guys see the press conference where he offered that guy a pickle?
Over the pickle, he's like, oh, it was like these pickles are like. I'm like, dude, you're really like jonesing up for pickle right now. Okay, yeah. It was just funny when he walked in and looked at Dave Meltzer. It's like, is that not 5 stars for you, Dave? I'm not Kenny or John or I'm like,
I
yeah,
didn't
this is
catch that.
MJF classic.
I didn't catch that. That's
I'm
good.
like, this is classic MJF.
So I got a question I want to go over with you guys before we go off the air this evening. I seen this on the internet earlier, and I myself am curious. You guys may or may not know the answer, but I want to throw it out into the discussion, and we'll talk about it a little bit. You always hear what come first, the chicken or the egg, right? Okay.
Mm,
So what come first, the rock bottom or the book end?
bookend
I'd
came
say the Rock.
first.
I'd say the bookend.
I don't think he used the bookend until he got to WWF.
No, he used it in WCW. But it
Oh,
was,
Sure
did he?
did.
if he was doing it in Harlem Heat, he wasn't calling it the book end. I don't think he started doing it
Right.
until he started doing the GI Bro. Or the what was it he was doing?
GI Bro was in the 80s, though.
Yeah, bro.
No, GI Bro was towards the end of WCW.
Yeah.
He did it in the 80s, like with oh gosh, what was it? WCCW.
Yeah, I was talking about on the
That's
mainstream.
yeah.
I still don't know the answer to that because if he was, like I said, he could have been doing it as Booker T and Harlem Heat.
Bookend came first because Rocky started out with People's Elbow before he added Rock Bottom.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Now,
That's part of right.
are you speaking from facts or are you just assuming, Mr. Childress?
No, I'm just assuming that's probably what happened because The Rock's first movie he came up with was People's Elbow. So
The judge has finally made it in. She said, "Hey guys, sorry I missed tonight. Damn meetings. It's all right. We've just been sitting here listening to Mike ramble about who knows what for 20 minutes. We don't know what the hell's going on around here either."
Yeah, that was interesting. We needed our legal counsel on that conversation.
Yeah.
Big Cliff stored
Holy
his 2
Strike,
cents
Your
in.
Honor.
Big Cliff says he did the bookend followed by the Harlem Hangover. Okay. That may have been true.
Yeah.
yep, that sounds right.
It may be so,
Just
but
out of curiosity, how long has he been doing the spin-a-rooney?
long time.
Probably forever and a day.
He probably did that out on the street before he got arrested. Like, can you dig that,
Yeah.
sucker?
When he robbed that Wendy's in Houston.
Yeah, that's how he got away. He spinning rooted right out the door.
That's right. I was trying to think what was their names. I don't think they was called the Harlem Heat when they was wrestling in Texas. They was called something else, but I can't think what it was.
Man, my favorite Harlem
They
Heat is when you had Harlem Heat and the Bunkhouse Boys with Sister Sherry and Colonel Parker. Good times.
Colonel Parker. Yeah.
Anyway,
Colonel
Well-
Parker's another nice guy.
what's that, Tommy?
Colonel Parker's another nice guy.
Oh, yeah, you met him too, didn't you, you jerk?
That's right. Him, Bunkhouse Buck. I told him, I remember when you guys was beating up Ricky and Robert there at Smoky Mountain. He said, yeah, we gave him a lot of hind-end whippings. I was like, yeah, you guys are cool.
All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up here tonight. Lyndon, you got any final thoughts, my man?
No final thoughts. We're just still working way towards WrestleMania season, so hopefully storylines will be picking up by the time we get to Mania. Really want to see what they're going to do with this bloodline story. Because I mean, there's a lot of different angles that can go, but I mean, it's just got to be the ones that make sense the most at this point. But
I'm just hoping they don't screw it up.
We'll see how it unfolds. They might screw it up. You know, WWE, they can't always be perfect.
Yeah, they've been doing a lot better since Triple H took over. We'll give them that.
Yeah.
Big Cliff says the Gangsters were better than Harlem Heat anyway. They got more heat. They got more heat, but as far as in-ring performers, no.
New Jack was better than Mustafa.
Oh yeah, he was definitely the Shawn Michaels of that group.
Yeah, he was Shawn Michaels of that group. Mustafa was good, but he wasn't no New Jack. Or D-Lo, when D-Lo joined them there at Smoky Mountain, that was...
D-Lo was in the Gangsters?
D-Lo was the fall guy for the Gangsters. Like when they did triple threats, D-Lo would take the pin so it'd make Mustafa and New Jack look strong all the time.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
Little Smoky Mountain. I was a big Smoky Mountain mark back in the day. I love Smoky Mountain wrestling. Yeah.
I never got to partake. I didn't get into my fandom until like 96.
I went to one Smoky Mountain show and 12 fans were there. They had more workers than they had fans. And
wow.
It was fun. You had Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff against Brian Lee, and Brian Lee was changed into the fake Undertaker, and had Jim Cornette had the Heavenly Bodies. I think they went against Rock and Roll Express and Dixie Dynamite, which is Scott Armstrong. Not Scott. Which one's the? Scott Armstrong, the referee. Yeah, but yeah, it's a fun show.
Back in the good old days, huh, Tommy?
Oh,
That's right.
Number one contender, Michael Lee Wills. You got any final thoughts, my man?
Yes, sir. Just real quick. I think at the heart of all of this, we're all wrestling fans, and whatever company you watch or a bunch of the companies, you're gonna see some good, see some bad. Just hold on to the good wrestling guys and enjoy it. Just enjoy wrestling, guys.
Wrestling is an amazing escape from the real world. That's why I've been baffled for years as to why more people don't partake. Because you got everything you need in pro wrestling. You got your drama, suspense, your violence. Everything you need is right there.
I agree.
Yeah.
Good old wrestling. Tommy, you got any final thoughts, buddy?
Well, other than I'm happy to be here, I know I was going to have to throw that line in. Yeah, I'm just happy to be here. Hopefully we'll find out who's going in the Hall of Fame pretty soon, because that's kind of a big mystery.
They haven't announced anything on who's going into the Hall of Fame.
They haven't said anything about anybody, but they still have it booked right after SmackDown. So, heck, we'll have to see what happens. But, yeah, guys, just enjoy wrestling. It's going to get interesting here. And come the first and second, it's going to really pick up, especially, if you're going to be in the L.A. area, there's going to probably be about 500-600 shows, independent shows. Because I know every time I went to WrestleMania, good Lord, there's independent shows everywhere. And you're going to see good talent there.
I think some of the indie shows are kicking off on that Thursday night of WrestleMania week.
Right.
I know next year they are having
like a lot of.
Gotta love the lag.
Well, that.
Next year, I will be participating in the WrestleMania Heavens because they're coming to Philadelphia, and come hell or high water, come hell or high water, I'm going.
I forget they are in Philly. They just need to come back to Atlanta.
You was mentioning Kincaid. I took him to his WWE tryout in New Orleans that WrestleMania weekend.
No shit.
Yeah, we went back there. He was in that tournament for the North
Oh,
American title. Like,
yeah, I remember. It was Evolve,
yeah, I
wasn't it?
drove
Wasn't
him
it
to that.
Evolve? Evolve that who it was? He was
Yeah,
working with Evolve then. Yeah, yeah. Oh, man.
yeah. And I got to go backstage, and they gave me a pass to go walk in the back. I was like, no, I can't do this. I was like, you just call me when you're ready, Jason. I ended up leaving. I couldn't stand it. All these guys had these WWE jumpsuits on, running around. It was wild.
Shit, I've been back there and soaked it all in. Ben says, bring WrestleMania to England. We'll show you how to do a Mania properly. I
There
don't
you
doubt
go.
that, Ben. I'm sure it would be very entertaining over there.
Yeah.
But anyway, I don't have any final thoughts other than in 2 weeks, Mike, I want you to have your question figured out, and we'll try that again.
Okay.
Okay.
That's on the what? 14th?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll try that question again next time, but it should have just ended after Hit Row Sucks, plain and simple, without swerve.
Okay.
That's where it should have ended.
That answers my question.
Our next show will be on March 21st. So next Tuesday we got off, and then the following Tuesday we'll be back in. So,
Nice.
if anybody,
Hit Row Sucks always get taken off the air.
bye, Felicia. All right, guys. Well, we're gonna get out of here. Ramblers. Yeah, Felicia's in the chat. She says bye, everybody.
Bye, Nick. I'll call you in a second.
For Lyndon. For Mike. For Tommy. For me. We'll see you guys next time. Until then, ramble on.
Ramble on.